Easily one of the most common comments that I get across my YouTube channel, my TikTok, my shorts, my community posts is, what shaders do you use, demonjoe? Well, today's video, we are going to be answering that because I like the way that my shaders look, which I guess I should turn them on. And it's very obvious that you guys like the way that my shaders look. And I tried to answer this in a video around 2 months ago, but I didn't actually know that my shaders were still available for download. These are shaders that are over a year ago, and I didn't think that you guys could still publicly download them. Obviously, I didn't want to individually distribute the file because that would go against the creator's wishes, but it wasn't until this comment right here that I had learned that these shaders are still available for download, and I think it's time that I make a video dedicated to it. So, drum roll please, what shaders does demonjoe use? That is going to be the complementary shaders Unbound, which is one of the most popular shader packs in the world, but not just any version of these complementary shaders. It's actually the version 4.6 release, which was December 22nd of 2022. So these are pretty old shaders. The reason that I haven't updated to any of the other shader packs is because, well, I like the way that these look, and I really don't want to change anything about them. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and showcase you guys how you can get your shaders to look like mine, because maybe a bit of a plot twist if you didn't know, this is what the complementary shaders Unbound looks like by default. And in my opinion, they're pretty ugly. So we're going to make a lot of changes over the course of this video so that you guys can get your shaders to look exactly like mine, and everybody can be happy, and you guys can stop commenting every single time I upload a video, which I do appreciate, by the way. It helps out in the algorithm. So with that all said, let's go ahead and jump into it. And the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to reset the settings that I have now so that we can have just the base complementary shaders Unbound, and we can go ahead and work our way up. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the shader pack settings, and we are going to go to the sky. Now, while here, we are going to go to the vanilla sun and moon overlay, and we're going to turn that on. The shader sun and moon, we're going to turn off because I just really hate how realistic they look. Doesn't make any sense for Minecraft. One of the things that you guys will notice is that we're going to try to make these shaders look as vanilla as possible, and we're going to do that again with the sun and moon path rotation going down to 0, 0. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is one of the biggest changes that you guys will basically ever notice is the overworld sky color. We're going to bring the red all the way down, and we're going to bring the green down to 124 right there. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to make the sky a lot more blue, which a lot of you guys have noticed. It's also going to make the fog on the outer edges of your render distance blue as well. This is one of the biggest changes that I have made to this shader pack, and it's one of the ones that you guys compliment the most. Now, aside from that, we're going to go ahead and bring together this vanilla feel by turning the shader clouds off, and instantly you'll probably notice that this looks almost identical to what I have going on in all my videos, but there still are some pretty substantial changes that we need to make, but I know that many of you guys are probably happy right here. Now, the Aurora Borealis, I'm not really a big fan of these in Minecraft, so I turn that off. The next thing I do is go to the Ender Nebula, and I take the orange brightness and I bring it basically all the way down. For some reason, there's like some orange tint to the nebula in the end, and I like the nebula effect. I think it looks really cool. It looks very fantastical, so I do keep that on, but there's a little bit of some orange to it by default, and I don't think that makes any sense for the end, so I always turn that down. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the water. Now, we're going to take the realistic-ish water, and we're going to turn it to vanilla-ish, and then we're going to go to the water refraction, turn that on, the water absorption, turn that on, and the projected caustics, and we're going to turn that on as well, and we're going to hit apply. Now, the next thing, this isn't really big for anybody that has like giga computers and, you know, you don't really have any issues with performance, but with as many mods as I run and fresh animations and stuff like that, I go to the shadow settings and I bring the tone map resolution or the shadow map resolution down to low and the shadow distance down to 8. These have pretty high impacts on your performance. And when I make these changes, I basically notice a pretty nice performance boost, but I don't notice any difference in the quality of the shadows, which I like. Now, the next next thing I'm going to show you guys is a very, very big one. So make sure that you guys add this to your shader pack if you want it looking as good as possible. I want you to take a look at my starter house right here and take a look at the edges. Take a look at the outsides of the blocks and just kind of keep that in mind. Maybe we'll take a look over at the nether portal over there, maybe this little enchanting tower. The changes that we're going to make is actually going to add a bit of an outline to every single block in the world, and it's going to make things pop a lot more, and it's going to look really good. So the alternative outline we're going to turn on, the outline strength we're going to bring to 3, and the outline thickness we are going to bring to 3. And go ahead and take a look at the house in the background when I turn this on. You can instantly, okay, well, maybe not as much because we are a little farther away, but you can see that there's a little bit of a pop to these blocks that are around us whenever we take a look at them. You can even see it in my skin. Whenever you take a look at my hair, you can see the really subtle outline around them. Now, you can also change this around as much as you want to make the outline a lot more prevalent or to make it, you know, not as noticeable, but this is another thing alongside the really blue skies that I have that I notice a lot of people do talk about. We can bring up the outline strength as well. You can see it even better with it at 5 if that's your thing. And yeah, it is very noticeable now. So if you guys like the outlines, you can definitely play around with that setting. You can definitely see it around the edges of this dark oak. And yeah, so if that's a big thing for you, you can go ahead and play around with those. For me though, these are the exact settings that I use. Maybe keep that on maybe 4. I had it at 3 before, but I kind of liked 5, so we'll go ahead and find a little bit of a middle ground. Now, the next thing that I do is go to the post-process settings. The anti-aliasing, we are going to turn to intense TAA. And then we also have the vignette. Is that how you say? I don't really know how you say this, but basically what that means is the darker edges around your screen. Never was a big fan of those, so I turned that off. And we're also going to up the image sharpening to 1. This is also going to help out with those outlines and kind of make your game look a little bit more crisp as a result. Now, we're also going to go to the tone map here. We are going to lower the saturation just a smidge, as well as the vibrance. These are going to be at 0.90, and we are going to hit apply. Next up, this one is pretty important. We are going to go to the lighting settings. There they are. We're going to go to block light color. Now, what this is mainly going to change is this is going to change, let's say torch blocks or glowstone or anything like that. Traditionally, they have a bit of a warm color to them. They're a little orange around the edges. I would rather that be just kind of a flat white. I'm not really a big fan of all the warm colors that a lot of shaders have. So I bring all of these down to 120, and that's going to make the lighting, especially inside of caves, look a lot cleaner, look a little bit closer to vanilla. And I'm also going to bring up the intensity so that torchlight is a little bit easier to see to 0.75. Now, once we have made that change, one of the most important final changes that I could possibly make is going to be in the overworld light colors, and we are going to go to light intensity on surface, and we're going to bring this down to 0.60 and then hit apply. As you guys will notice in the background, you'll see that the grass that we are standing on just went from extremely bright to a lot less bright and not really as blinding. The main reason that I make this change actually is because if you're out in a desert, if you have the sun that is above you and it is hitting the sand, your eyes are basically going to be bleeding from how bright the sand color is. So I like to make that change because if I'm ever in a desert biome or a snow biome, it really hurts my eyes to look around. But guys, those are all of the changes that you need to make to the complementary unbound shaders to make them look like, well, my shaders. There obviously are some other changes that you guys probably noticed. The sun will look a little bit different for you, and that is because I have a lot of resource packs installed. Mainly the cubic sun and moon is what you're noticing there. But aside from that, that's basically how you're going to get your game to look exactly like mine. So I hope you guys did enjoy this little tutorial. If you guys did, please make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos, as I'm kind of new to the Minecraft scene, only been uploading for around 2 months consistently, and I've been having a lot of fun, so I would definitely appreciate all the support that you guys could show. And yeah, huge shout out to the creator of complementary shaders, because without you, my game would look a whole lot uglier, and I really love the way that your shaders look, especially once I tweak them around a little bit. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did like it, dislike it if you did not, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time.